네.
공개나 산업까지 보고 그래도 생각하고 버리고 여기 멀리 보이는 언덕 같은 거 중간에서 50점씩
빨간 말도.
그렇지. 어제 빨간 말도 봤어. 거기가 회원이 중요한 거야. 네, 알겠습니다. 미치겠지 지금?
걸리면 7번에 소리 더 갈 수도 있어.
안 걸려요.
그럼 상관없어. 똥 잘했어.
조금 열고. 위로 가고 있어.
괜찮아, 50까지. 됐어.
공을 오빠?
어.
왜?
보기는 더 봐야겠지.
그래?
어.
한 1 돼요?
아, 1.5. 오.
힘.
좋아. 그래.
Brooch, a golden opportunity to get herself up to three. But almost chance, almost chance for a three. Stuff from Papin G.
아니, 어유, 오케이, 오케이.
I won. A lot of storyline this week. On the money list. Get out and points.
Oh, that one. She was looking.
Well and truly underway. Opening 68. Jung Yun last week's winner.
고생해.
형 잡아도 될 것 같은데?
여기까지 잘한다.
5 잡을까? 그러면? 뒤에가 6이네? 4 잡자, 4. 81에 이 정도?
나이스! 예! 오, 나이스. 나이스! 우측 끝까지 괜찮아.
네. 어디였어요? 내려와요 다시.
그러고 있어. 좀 짧아. 그거 쓸까? 카메라 타워 방향에 왼쪽 끝으로 그냥 그쪽에 갖다 놓는다 느낌으로. 그 다음에 그 방향에서 언덕 넘어가는 거는 162면 넘어가요.
Tee shot now for Kim Min Biol. This 176-meter par 3. It's a 5-iron for her. She can generate plenty of speed
오, 또
and long levers. great width and just gives you an indication of how soft the conditions are. Really is a beautiful setting, this Jade Palace Golf Club. Iconic waterfall up by the back of the 9th hole. Surfaces are a little bit bad.
이거 여기서 꽂으면 돼. 오케이. 그냥 볼 사이즈.
Ahead. Come up and over the sort of brow ticket right. Here it comes. Touch it up here. Not quite. Ball putt ENG. Defending champion. Ewan with a chance to steady the ship for today.
오케이.
Very nicely rolled. The birdie there takes it back to level pegging for this opening round. A couple of drop shots on her front line, a couple of birdies on the back nine for home. Going to be fairly sluggish for the 2021 champion Lee Daeon. Very good effort there. Nice touch on that. As I mentioned, it's not easy to judge the pace of some of these longer putts when you've got a bit of moisture on the surface. Is it going to slow the ball down? Is that ball going to aquaplane over the top and just go skidding along? Maybe your wish is that that one had a little bit more steam. She'll have to settle for par, but still level. That's okay. Jin Seok to tie the lead at the 12th. Oh, very nicely done. Lovely birdie there from Han Jin Seon. Tell you what, she is really starting to put a run together on this back nine. That's 3 in a row. Yeah, takes her alongside Titikun at 4 under par. Now Minji to save a par and stay within 1. Not to be this time. So a 3 putt drops the 3-time major champion back down to 2 under. Still, anything in red figures today, players will be delighted with that. It's not been easy out there at Jade Palace. G just missed the cut by a single stroke last week at the Hanwha Ladies Open, and she's struggling early doors here at the Hanwha Classic as well. She's 4 over the card today as we drop back to find Lee So-mi at 15, playing alongside Lee Daeon. Yet another top 5 finish last week. She's been knocking on the door this season, but yet to seal the deal. The par will keep her 2 over. At the top of the show, prize purse jumped up to 1.7 billion won, up 300 million from last season. Richest event on the KLPGA Tour. Kim Min-byung just 28 points behind Hwang Yo-min atop the Rookie of the Year points race. Looking anxiously at it. That's going to really nestle down into that thick rough on the left-hand side of the fairway. Predominantly a right to left ball flight for Park. Sort of goes against her natural shot shape, this left to right dog legging hole. Yeah, finds the short stuff nicely. First look of the day at the third player in this group, Lee Jung-min, 10-time winner on the KLPGA Tour, former Korea Women's Open champion. She's struggling today, Jung-min, and that looked a little quick. Change direction at the top of the swing, it's hitting left, and like Min Byul, going to find herself in some of the tangly stuff. Further out, and Hong Jung-min, by the looks of things, trying to get herself back to 1 over, and that's nicely holed for last year's Doosan match play champion. Couple of birdies in the back nine after a slow start. The new co-leader, Han Jin-seok. Been tucked over that left-hand bunker. It must be avoided. Anything a little bit long and right towards the TV tower, that's okay. Let's tug left, and it's going to be a little tricky. Pitching on the downslope, coming out of that wet, gloopy rough. Engine heat. Off the fringe of the green here. As she hit it, ooh, just a touch left. Third on the money list after a tie for second last week at the Hanwha Resort Ladies Open. Did have a putt for outright second on the 72nd hole, just slipped by. The 2022 Rookie of the Year. Already a two-time winner on tour now. It's looked a little quick. We saw Park Min-ji struggle from there. And the group ahead. The year one's got her work cut out for her. It is a stunning setting, this Jade Palace Golf Club. 20th playing of the Hanwha Classic, the 21st event of the season. Who will leave this stunning property with the lion's share of the 1.7 billion won prize purse and a major title on the KLPGA Tour come Sunday afternoon? Thickish looking lie for Lee Jung-min. Not going to be able to get quite as much spin on this golf ball, so it's not going to get as high up in the air. And you're coming over that big greenside bunker, so have to look out to the right a little bit, try and chase it through the gap. Still finds herself in the rough. Unobstructed path to the hole, so might be able to scramble away. She's got plenty of speed, and that helps when you've got this heavy, wet rough to deal with. She's a long way back at 174. If you just pitch this onto the front edge, you'd think it should roll out. Take anything on the putting surface from this spot. just caught the inside trap. It's going to be a long bunker shot. Minji. Perfect spot here, middle of the fairway. Still a relatively long way back given the damp conditions. 159 in for par. Good smart shot there to the heart of the green. And you take the stress-free two-putt pars every single time. And go on. He has a stance here, just looking out to the right, trying to stab it onto this slope. Give yourself a putt at it. It really just unforced error. It can't bring that front bunker into play on this par 3. Under the cloth to avoid dropping into black figures today. The year one. GME. That's last 3. Plays a trade on the LPGA tour for the most part, and well, that's okay. Hopefully out pin high right. Gotta have good acceleration here for hundreds on coming out this wet rough. She's played that very nicely. Still no gimme, but good touch there.
중간까지만 하고 나와. 너무
Try a little draw to this left pin. Brilliant shot. One for her par. It'll be slow and moving to her right. So very nearly a terrific save, and well, she did the right thing there. Just taking her medicine, accepting the fact you can recover from bogeys, but you try to bite off more than you can chew. Doubles, they're hard to recover. Maybe a long bunker shot here. Don't think this is with her most lofted wedge. It might be a sand wedge or even a gap wedge. A long chunk and run shot, always tricky to judge coming out of wet, dense sand. Somi. Up this little rise for birdie at 16. Not working its way right there. Never had the legs, did it? Some deft touch from Lee Jong-min. Beautiful there. You don't win 10 times on tour unless you've got a tidy short game. And that Lee Jong-min does. Good escape with the par here, but 4 over, work cut out for her when she tees off in the morning wave tomorrow. Ji-Eun-hee. G2 at 4 over, but with a birdie look. Here at the 15. Yeah, good roll. For par to stay tight with Titikan at 4 under. Rock solid for Han Jun-seon. Coming into this week with so much confidence after successfully defending her title on Sunday. She already with 2 wins this year. It was a good return to the top 10 circle, as it were, for Park Min-ji. 2 wins and a 4th in 3 starts, and then a couple of miscuts back inside the top 10 last week. She's running inside the top 5 right now with a chance to eke closer to the lead. Beautifully holed. She is a real fighter. She's tenacious. She's only 1 back. Jin Hee after that fine tee shot. Is this for birdie at 15? Lovely. Really nice too for Im Jin Hee. That'll get her up to 2 under par. Now Min Byul looking to save par at this long par 4. Already 2 runner-up finishes this season, both of them coming in playoffs. One to Hwang Yo-min, one at the Korea Women's Open. Just getting pipped by Hong Ji-won. Ma Da-som was another of the threesome in that epic 2-hole playoff. Oh, a lovely roll, but unfortunately pays the price for a couple of loose swings at 15. Min Byul going to slide back to 1 over. Down on 14T, Jin Seon. Seen the problems if you just miss the fairway, end up in that thickish rough. And finding the green rather challenging at this 389-meter par 4. That is straight down the middle stripe. Let me have a look at this par 350. It's 160 meters. Penalty area that the players come over, more an aesthetic thing than anything. Don't think it's going to come into play for some of the best in the Korean women's game. But that's the green complex up there, pin tucked on the left-hand side of the green in a little high bowl section. But you need to have your distance control right to leave yourself a reasonable look at a birdie too. Must be on that top level. Come up short on the front side. Well, that's no guaranteed 2-putt. As I say, that bunker's short, not brilliant either. Just see it. The pin just tucked on that back shelf. You want to come in with a higher flighted draw. You pitch it pin high. 20 feet past this flag, it's a reasonable look for birdie. You'll be coming back up the slope. Just seen Im Jin Hee show us exactly how to play the 50. We'll see if any of these 3 ladies in our featured group can replicate what Jin Hee just did.
우측 끝라인으로 마운드 넘어가는 게 45.
Really, this pin sets up rather nicely for a high towering draw. Now Minji can certainly get the trajectory of the ball up in the air. And like in Jinhee, this one should set up quite nice for par. Must be bang on with the distance control here. Trying to loop this one out right, putting from that lower level. That's exactly where she would have been looking. Good smart shot there from Park. Jungmin, slightly flatter ball flight than Minji. Just has to be wary. Takes a direct line at this flag and doesn't get all of it. Could very well end up in that front trap, and you do not want to be there. It's a pretty deep bunker. Oh, that's well played. Out to the safe side and on the correct level. Min Byul got this well back in the stance, trying to really sling a low one. Jinseon, remember the hybrid, that's the modern technology really helps. These hybrid clubs certainly launch so much higher in the air than the long irons of old. Look at that, just towering out of the sky. He is in complete control of a golf game right now, and it is a pleasure to watch for Han Jinseon. Jinhee, fresh off a birdie back at the 50th, now coming into 16 pins, that back right corner today. Oh, stellar from Jinhee. Yellow. Such a technically smooth golf swing here. Watch the tempo. Great position at impact. Keeps that club face so square and stable. Very good. Got to 17. Isomi looks like she's just straight off the fairway here. And just going to make things a little tricky, trying to guess how that ball's going to come out of this rough. Let's guess that nicely. Well done. Eunhee. Thick line. Gouges 7-9 out from 134. It's a poor angle as well. Oh, that's just crept on. It's okay. still not exactly in birdie range for G and he. Oh, Dion. This is KLPGA Championship winner. Safely to the heart of the green there at 17. Has had her struggles with injury through the years, Dion, but was so hopeful at the beginning of the season when she romped to victory at Lakewood that it was going to be a season to remember for her. It still hasn't quite materialized that way. And unless she finds a couple of birdies, that is unlikely to improve here at the place where she won the third major title years ago, 2 years ago, in 2021. Now Mingyol. Bit of a slow one for her. Should move off the right as it works its way back up the hill. Just outside of 30 feet. And okay, good pace there. He loves good pace here, putting from just the other side of that little spine. It's up and over that, moves hard off the left. Good touch there. Excellent judge of speed. And leg putting, such an underrated part of the game. You're not always going to hit it to 10 feet, 15 feet. Sometimes you're going to have 30, 40, 50, 60 footers. That's where the three putts come. If your pace isn't great, that's where you lose a lot of shots in your game. Now back to Lee Jung-min. But he looked at 15 to try and start putting something together towards the end of this opening round. Not to be, but a cast iron par. So you picked up her 10th title in Vietnam at the end of last year at the Pacific Lakes Championship. Still counted towards the 2023 season, which began back in Singapore in December. Year one. Outside chance to get back to even. When she is on her game, she makes more of these putts than anyone else on the KLPGA Tour. At least to tie the lead. Really good roll there. Had a chance. We'll take a 3. Jinsun to move into the solo lead at 5 under. This a look at 14. It's a makeable one. Should move about 2 cups from right to left. Beautifully done. Han Jin-seon now moves into sole possession of the lead at 5 under par, and she still has 4 holes to play. Should be able to negotiate this without too much difficulty for her part at the 15th. Okay, nicely done. Jinhee. Just be a left edge putt here. Still got to keep your concentration over these. Okay, just tickles that in. Safely in the bottom of the cup. Back-to-back birdies now for Jinhee. Take her to 3 under, but that trails and Jin Seon by 2, who's just hit the front after a lovely birdie at the par 4 14th to take the lead here on day 1 at a rain-soaked See the key here, really try and leave yourself in the left half of the 16th fairway. Just gives you a slightly easier angle to try and access this back right pin position. That's exactly what Park Min-ji's done. Good tee shot there. Somi up at 17. Another 30-footer to try to sneak a birdie. Got good pace on this. Ooh, racing pass. Yeah, it's a good positive stroke, but not stone dead yet for Somi. Son. So that's going to be a 71 for her. Good shot coming into this 5 closing hole here at Jade Palace. Dion has got to make something happen. She's trying. Good roll. Just stays a little left on her. Seen some good tee shots into this 15th already. Jin Seon, she's certainly got momentum in her corner. Couple of birdies, now leads by 1. Took it straight at it. Good tee shot, bit unlucky that one's kicked through, but with a lot of confidence right now. Why wouldn't she be? After the last couple of days she's had. Now Jinhee just coming out of the rough now. 17. This will be landing on a bit of a downslope. Going to have to hope for a soft bounce. That's a friendly kick. That's lovely. I think she planned it that way, but she'll certainly take it, Lee Yeon. Han Jin-seon's excellent form continues here on the KLPGA Tour. She leads the Hanwha Classic by 1 over former world number 1 Thailand's Atthaya Thitikhun. at 18. Just gonna come up shy there. Now back to Jinseon, who could double her advantage if she can get this one to drop at 15. Around 28 feet here for Jinseon. Got lucky with that kick out of the rough, so can Yeron take advantage? It's the shortest birdie putt we've seen on 15 all day. No, can't get that to drop. Yes, muscle that through the break. And capitalize, you'll have to settle for par. Mingyul up ahead on 16. Slow coming up to this back left section and move right. Oh, right in the middle for Kim Min-byul. How about that? A cross-country putt from the rookie that takes her back to even par for the tournament. It's a bit of a bonus there for Min-byul. Lovely three. Jeremy Sung to put the finishing touches on. Very welcome, 1 under par, opening round of 71. Lovely stuff from last year's Celtrion Queen's champion. Good opening round there. It was 2 over through 6, but found a couple of birdies coming home. Now Minji has a good look here. They want to fall a little left on her. Another good putt, just a little firm with the pace, but she's missing on the high side with good speed. Always has a chance. That's all we can ask for. If it drops, that's just a happy bonus. And all good putts go in, and all bad putts miss. It's just a game of golf for you, so she'll remain 3 under par. Jinhee at 17. Excellent speed once again from Im. Only 2 wins on tour this year. NH Ladies Championship and her first 72-hole event win at the Jeju Samdasu Masters last month. Back down on 16T. Jinseon. To drive her up. You know what we have to do here? Keep it up the left half of the fairway.
Okay.
She's leaning a little like that that could be leaking right, and unfortunately it does catch that right rough, so it'll be a tricky angle. And just hung back on that a little. Can't quite get her weight forward as we go up to 17 green, and Ji and Hee can't even get that to drop. More frustration for the LPGA Tour start. Not been a fortuitous fortnight so far for He missed the cut last week, and well, she's struggling along here in the opening round of the third major championship of 2023 that sees Han Jin-seon lead by one. Indio back on 17T. Really launch one down the right side of the fairway with her stock high draw.
Good shot. Good shot.
Absolutely A1 position there for the 19-year-old. Not quite as long as Minbyo, but should opt for a similar shape with this tee shot. On 18 green. Dion. She ended a rather frustrating opening round on a high note. This is for birdie. Yes, well done, Lee Dion. Not the opening round she was looking for, but a birdie on the 18th. Going to make dinner taste a little bit better. First and only birdie in her opening round of 74. Back down 16 fairway. Maybe who surprised the Korean golfing world by collecting her first ever KLPGA title here 12 months ago. Hong Ji-won. She's now a two-time major champion. Plodding along at 1 over. Just through the green, and ooh, it takes a big bounce, but that's okay. Out of this wet rough. Judge the release on that very nicely, Junseon. Good control. Little stripe of the fairway. You want to just hit a high, towering fade into this backlight pin position. Stunning shot. He really has all the tools, year one. Tremendously impressive player, 20 years of age, excuse me. Always a factor on the KLPGA tour now. G and E coming into the last. Front right pin today, but it is attackable. Clip that one rather nicely. That's a good kick. It just gets tangled up in the fringe. That's fine. Jinhee. Always say it week in, week out. He's one of the best wedge players on the KLPGA tour. She can create lots of spin with her speed, so can throw this pin high, play for a big bounce, and get this one to spin on back. Kind of stops dead, but that's all right. It's another heavy-looking line, the right rough for Lee Jung-min. Just muscles that out and gets it to chase on. Pretty well played from an awkward situation.
다쳐도 괜찮아. 컨트롤.
Nice angle here. Start at that TV tower. Try and turn a draw off that towards the pin. It's a little deep. No problems. Now Mindyong, well down the fairway here. It's a nice flat lie. So that pin's just tucked over that deep inside bunker on the left-hand side. So really just want to fit this between the pin and that TV tower. That'd be a good line. Bit unlucky, just pitched on the top of that slope, and it gets a big kick right. She's safely on the green, but had a better shot than the result indicated. Pitching back up into the slope for Hong Ji-won at 16. Grabbed a piece of it. Great try from the defending champion. Right in. Beautifully done. That'll be a bright spark in her day. Birdie at the last. The 75 leaves her some work to do. Jade has battled well today. Put a nice round together. Could be a brilliant round if this one goes. It's just a little wide, a little pacey. 69 in these conditions today, certainly something to be very proud of. She'll join Jung Yoon-ji in the clubhouse at 3 under par. Going to be a slow one for Minji from the back fringe here at 17. Had it going on a nice line. Just coming up a little shy. Year one after that wonderful second into 16 as this for birdie. And that one of a similar length getaway back at the par 3 15. She is not going to do the same here. That's a lovely birdie. Puts her back to even par. Jin-seon leads at 5 under. And in the company of year one. Lee Jung-min. Right about pin high here. Should have a little influence off that right shoulder. Straighten up a touch as it gets to the cup. Oh, beautifully read. Just needed a little more steam on that. She'll settle for par. Forecast, unfortunately, for more of the same come tomorrow. Rather damp conditions, overcast skies as Hong Ji-won looks to tidy up for her up and down at 16. Okay, nicely holed. Oh, that one nowhere near for Kim Min-byul, and that's going to be a knee knocker left for her part. Jin-seon, just a little bit of mopping up to do here. Shouldn't give her too much bother though. Oh no. And that is the first poor stroke we've seen out of Han Jin-seon today. And really bizarre 3-putt at 16 is now going to drop her back alongside Ataya Titikun at 4 under par. The Titikun and Han share the lead once again here on day one at the Hanwha Classic. Just goes to show no gimmies in golf here. Happens to the best of them. Drops her first shot of the back nine. Minbyul ahead. Don't want to give back that great birdie she just made at 16 with a clumsy three-putt of her own. Oh, and unfortunately befalls the same fate. So she tumbles back over par for this opening round.
살짝 넓게.
다음보단 좀 더
바로 상관없어.
Doesn't miss these too often, Park Min-ji. Pretty rock solid. Watch how steady she keeps her head. Just rocks her shoulders, uses those big muscles. No twitching at impact.
네, 나이스.
Elementary. Good two-putt. Now back on the tee. Year one, out with the driver. One of the straightest hitters on the KLPGA Tour. Regularly features inside the top 10 on the driving accuracy statistics. Of course, as I say that, she wipes one right of the fairway, but that's not too bad with the left pin position today. So Minbyul goes back to 1 over par. Hong Ji-won. Quick snatch of the tee. He knows that's pretty much bang on, straight down the middle. Now Minji at the par 5 closing hole. Not going to get there in 2 today, but you still want to keep your concentration. Poke this one down the fairway. Jinseon to shake off that bogey back at 16. Hug the right edge of the fairway on this par 4. Into the best angle in. Oh, it just takes a little skip into the right rough, but that's not going to be too bothersome for Han Jin-seon. Shares the lead with Atea Titikun, the former world #1 tie already in the clubhouse after her opening round of 68 this morning. See the clubhouse in the distance. Left edge of it is the line. There's a penalty area right here on 18. And Minji, well, she's kept that down the straight and narrow. Staggering to think what she's accomplished in the last 2.5 years in the KLPGA Tour. 14 victories. 3 major titles, excuse me, in that span. But never the Hanwha. Lee Jung-min has poked one forward nicely there. He's coming off birdie to get her back to 3 over par, but still it's been a bit of a slog today. Minbyo. Looks like it's just a hybrid. Move herself a little bit further back, give herself a full shot in which she can spin. Well positioned, and from the left edge of that fairway, perfect angle in to attack this right hole location. A stunning closing hole here at Jade Palace, where we will crown the 20th Hanwha Classic champion come Sunday afternoon. Leaning, don't want to miss this left. That's just out to the right, and ooh, well, giving herself lots of green to work with, and too much green to work with, if we're being honest, for Han Jin-seon. Just a little wide there for last week's champion. Not an easy target to hit, this 17th green. It's sort of defended by those bunkers short, but also those same bunkers and the mounding around this penultimate hole, well, they do obstruct the view of the players, which always makes it a little bit more challenging. Not be able to see your landing area. This one out to the right as well for Hong Ji-won. Well out to the right, goodness me. He's got the club wrong a couple of times in this opening round, particularly on this back nine. Yeon has to look out to the front right edge of the green here. Do not bring that left trap into play. Quite get all of that. Strike wasn't great, and a bit of a testy pitch shot she's left herself. You see that hump that she's going to have to come up and over, about 15 feet short of the pin. No easy task she's left herself there. Yeah, to the home hole, and Lee Jung-min. A real dart, a beautiful shot, and she's got that for a 74. Minji should be able to start this just at the left edge of the TV tower. So that little draw back towards the pin. Something just like that. Park Min-ji almost finishing with a flurry. And is almost a guaranteed kick-in birdie, and that will be for the second 68 of the day. Have another look at this. Shot the right edge, just let it kick left, take the slope. Brilliant shot. Can she complete a hat-trick of fine approaches to this 18th? Well, it's pretty good. It pales in comparison to the two fine efforts of her playing partners. Plenty opportunities all around for this group at the closing hole. Difficult this. Got to throw it out high left, but you got to nip it enough to get some spin. That first bounce will be landing on a bit of a downslope. Finds it into the slope, nowhere near far or high enough, and we'll have about 18-20 feet for her par. Just been out of position a couple of times. That just illustrates if you're not coming in from the right angle or you're leaving yourself tricky spots here at Jade Palace. Bogeys, they're not too difficult to come by. Don't forget the rough is down from where it was last year. It was real cabbage. Still, it is a factor this week, particularly with the moist conditions. Can Min Byul finish with a birdie at the last? No, she can't. 73 to open her campaign and her first ever competitive trip round Jade Palace. Lady Hewlett sits second on the rookie points race for 2023. Opens with a 73. G1 through the green, but it's much easier up and down than year one. It's got this well outside the back foot, and hands well forward, trying to drive a low chaser in there. It needs to keep chasing. G1 struggling for par at 17 as well. She's had her issues with this club throughout her career. She's been a prolific ball striker, and putting has let her down on more than one occasion. There's that little stutter step start to her short putts. We'll see if we get it here. A pretty smooth stroke, and it's a good result. The birdie to close, much like Lee Dae-yeon. Signs for a 74 at the moment. That's a share of 61st. Remember, those 60 in ties make it through to the weekend here as we go back to the lady at the top of the pile, Han Jin-seon. So very nearly an unlikely 3 at 17, but a well-played pitch shot and a chance to save a par. And Minji to post a 68. Beautifully done for Park Min-ji. Closing birdie there, great inward half for 33. And the quest for a fourth leg of the Grand Slam is very much on for Park, who equals the low round of the day that was set this morning by Thailand's Atthaya Thitithul. Yeah, one back at 17 for a par. Now, doesn't really look like she hit that one hard enough, so another bogey drops here one back to 1 over. 5/18th still to come. G1 should move right, but I think a couple of players overread it. Nothing more than outside left edge. Yeah, very nicely holed. She has scrambled well today, Hung Ji-won. Hasn't had her best stuff tee to green, but good tidy short game has kept her still in the running. She's only 5 back at 1 over par. Still lots of golf to play here. Jin Seon for her part. Oh no, another short miss for Han Jin Seon. Just leaking oil coming down the stretch here. That's a pair of back-to-back bogeys. The par 5 18th here at Jade Palace. 510 meters. They can move the tee up. And that bunker on the right really shouldn't be too much of a problem. A pair of bunkers on the left would be your ideal start line. Pretty generous landing area off the tee. Today, I don't think anyone's going to challenge this green and two. Just going to be a layup for pretty much every player in the field. Coming in with anything from a 7-iron to maybe a gap wedge for some of the longer hitters. Pin today in that front right corner of the green. To the left of that first couple of arrows on the right hand side. So a pretty accessible pin, especially given the soft conditions here on Thursday. Safely down the left half of the fairway goes Hong Ji-won. A lot of expectation placed on her shoulders coming into the week as the defending champion, the reigning Korean Women's Open champion as well. Watch the smoothness in that transition from the top of the backswing. Uses the ground very well, but never seems hurried. Get the club started back down. Pitch is really soft, but keeps it in the fairway. About 45 minutes ago, he was cruising, leading this championship by 2 on an absolute tear on this back 9, but 3 putt at 16 and a sloppy miss at 17 now leave her chasing. Just catching the right rough for Han Jin Seon.
그냥 항상 예, 이게 목표는 어느 선수들이나 똑같이 우승이 목표인 것처럼 앞에 있는 목표부터 차근차근 최선을 다해서 정진하는 선수 되겠습니다.
Don't got to be wary with this, even though it is just a layup.
쳐야 돼가지고. 조금만 이쪽으로 나와주세요.
Just scoop that ball maybe an inch further back in your stance, steepen out the angle of attack so you ensure compression and catching that ball first, especially out of this heavy rough. Low. Just going out a little bit heavy. It's run forward into the fairway, but she's going to be playing her third from a little bit further back than she would have liked. No such issues for Hong Ji-won. She's just thinking about leaving this handy to her favorite number. Every pro's got one. You should too. And always get it as far down as you can, close to the green. Sometimes you are better off having a 90-yard shot as opposed to a 40-yard or a 50-yard shot. Year one wants to go. So from where that ball pitched, it's a pretty soggy area, so it could be a little squelchy for the 20-year-old. This course does drain beautifully well. Despite the amount of rain that we've gotten over the course of the week, it's holding its own against the best on the Korean Tour. Another little miscue from year one. Playing her third out of this thick, wet rough is not going to hamper her ability to judge the distance and spin just a touch. Can she get the front edge of the green from back here? Probably right on the limit for Jin Seon after that poor layup. Carry this about 190. It should kick forward. Keep running. Yeah, it's okay. Couldn't go in that flag, not with the water on the right, but safely on the green in regulation for Han Jin Seon. Well, if we'd given her a 3 under par opening round of 69 before she teed off today, I'm pretty sure she would have taken it. She managed just to get down in 2 from the front left of the green. That's the score she is going to record. 21. Perfect angle left for her.
거기보다
Left edge of this fairway. I've seen a couple of players play for get a spin or a softer first bounce and never get it. It looks like that ball skids when it hits the putting surface. Okay, Liftfield and plays today. Take advantage and give yourself the best possible lie. So if anything, maybe want to land this 3 yards short, allow for that sort of skiddy first bounce, and should have it grab on the second or third. This is a good opportunity to end with a birdie. She's just come over that little bit, pulled it long and left. That's going to just feed off the back edge of the green. Got to allow for release here, not going to get in check on this coming out of the rough. Ooh, and unlucky, that just pitches and kills dead in the fringe. But we did see G&T chip in from almost the identical spot a little bit earlier in our coverage, so it can be done. That's just that part of the game that I was talking about earlier. Pace control, speed control. You want, will she putt it? Will she chip it? Well, I think you've got to answer there. If you can just take the uncertainty of having that ball roll smoothly through the fringe, it makes it a little bit easier. Land it on the green, have it release up like a putt. I think it's Han Jin-seon first to go from the front left edge of this green. Hong Ji-won just on the back edge. The great former world #1 serial winner on the LPGA Tour, Annika Sorenstam, used to say, you try and break these long putts into 3 distinct segments. Jin-seon is away, so she will go first, even though year one's off the green. Remember, it's whoever's furthest away, not who's on the green or not. Going to be rather slow, working its way uphill all the way to the cup. So I imagine that 2-3 foot circle around the cup. If you can cozy this one inside of that, it's job done. She had to hit that just to get it up there. It's still come up shy, and unfortunately for Han Jin-seon, it's exactly the range of putt that she's missed on the last couple of greens. You hate to end her day with 3 straight bogeys. Not with all the good work she's put together so far here on this opening round.
많이 없어? 많이 없어? 1년 정도? 많이 없어? 1년 정도? 많이 없어? 1년 정도? 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 1 하나 맞춰도 되지. 괜찮을 것 같아.
Hong Ji-won a bit flatter than Han Jin-seon's putt from the back edge here. Should want to move just a touch from her left to right. And again, from this range, just be content with the 2-putt. Not bad from there. Decently judged, but still work to do. It's a makeable chip. She's just standing. That should be her landing spot here. The one will kick forward and will want to bounce a little left. Depends on that first bounce here. It comes off the way that she anticipates it to. This could certainly scare the hole. Just came out a little dead. Needed to carry that maybe a foot more onto the green. But that's okay. It's a tidy par. And it's going to be an over par. 73 to start her week. Come on, Jin-seon. Good positive stroke on this one. Easier said than done with the recent memory of 2 short misses on the last 2 greens from almost this exact range. Just be an inside left putt with good positive stroke. 'Well done. Hit that with good pace. Held its line and, well, a slow finish, but a good solid opening round for last week's winner, Han Jin-seon. One of those players, much like a Kim Soo-ji, who much prefers to have the flagstick in the cup. You know, these short putts. A lot of research has been done over the last year or so that it's indicated what many golfers already knew. Flagstick, more of a repellent than an aid when it comes to this situation, despite what golfers thought when the rule was first introduced. It's not going to matter if you hit it in the middle of the cup. That's a good par at the last for Hong Ji-won. 1 over par 73 to open the title defense.
Nice par.
73 as well for Lee Won. Last year's Rookie of the Year, matching the efforts of last year's champion here at Jade Palace on Thursday at the Hanwha Classic. So it's Minji and Titikun who lead by 1 over Im Jin-hee, Jung Yun-ji, and last week's champion Han Jin-seon, who will rue 2 late bogeys, but still around in the 60s. Why don't we get to some highlights from a rather wet opening round here at the Hanwha Classic. Start with Atthaya Thitikul, two-time LPGA Tour winner. Got to number 1 in the world last year, the Thai phenom, making her KLPGA Tour debut for the season. Lovely shot into 18 and a nice birdie there for Thitikul, who started on the back 9. We're going to see a lot of her in our coverage tomorrow afternoon. Now she made the turn, picked up another birdie at the 2nd, and then this, her approach to the 3rd. All over it from the Thai. Birdie there, got her up to 3 under par. She would close out her round in some style. A birdie at the 9th, her final hole of the day. She set the pace with a round of 68. Just getting her day underway with this long-range putt. At the 8th was Im Jin-hee. Early birdie at the 2nd, dropped the shot at the 4th. That got her back into red figures. And at the 9th, the year 1, took a double early on the 2nd hole. Ample green to work with here at the signature par 4. And judging that pitch shot to perfection to turn in even par. The 10th, Im Jin-hee, and that fine iron play would continue to dazzle us. That set up a kick-in birdie, taking the now 4-time KLPGA Tour winner further up the leaderboard. The Park Min-ji, usually she's had her struggles in the opening round here at Jade Palace. Not the case today. Her iron play was sublime, her putting was solid, and that got her to 2 under par through 10. The rain started to pour. Han Jin-seon was pouring putts in. Runaway winner last week at the Hanwha Resorts Ladies Open. Turned in 35 and quickly picked up the 3rd birdie of her day at the 10th. At the 11th, greenside bunker. No problem for Han Jin-seon. In it went for back-to-back birdies. In the group ahead, Park Min-ji. Well, she was doing Park Min-ji things. Didn't quite like it off the club face. Certainly like where it finished. A simple conversion. And Min-ji got herself up to 3 under. Jin-seon was in no mood to slow down. Well-placed tee shot just down the right half of the fairway. And an excellent iron, setting up a birdie that took her alongside Thitikul at the top. Minji's putter would start to heat up from mid-range as well. That 30-footer finding the target, taking her back to 3 under after she dropped a shot at the 13th. But Jin-seon, well, from a similar spot, produced a similar result. The lead by 1 at 5 under par for Han Jin-seon. Birdies in a 5-hole stretch. At the 18th, Park Min-ji had one last bit of magic here on Thursday. Almost dropping that one in for an eagle 3. He would go on to roll that putt in to match Titikun's target of 68. Back at 17, just coming off a bogey at 16, Han Jin-seon. Ugly miss there from only about 4 feet. Dropped her out of the three-way tie for the lead. Back to 3 under par. But at the 18th, she'd face a testy little putt again for par, but this time it found its target. Good 2-putt. A round of 69 that leaves Han Jin-seon trailing Tittikun and Park by 1 at the end of opening round action here at the Hanwha Classic.